welcome you to the Fantasy NBA today. It is Rick Kamla. It is Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. Our show is presented by FanDuel, and it's about to get spicy all week long between me and this man right here, my brother from another mother. I'm the 6 seed. Doc is the 3 seed in the Sports Ethos Fantasy Baseball League. We're playing in a playoff game this week, okay? With Doc, you knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. It was preordained, and I'm already in a bad way here, dude. My team is dying. I've fallen to the 6th seed. Not too long ago, I was second place. I've had guys go out with injuries. I've had guys suck, okay? So, and you got me 3-1 in starting pitchers here on Monday. You know where I'm going with this. Looks like you're in a good spot here, bro, to advance.
That was absolutely ridiculous. Dare I say pathetic. First of all,
these are truths, though. What I said was true.
First of all, right before I walked in this room, I was like, oh, it's Monday. I need to set baseball lineups. I haven't even looked at it yet. I did not know you and I were playing each other. I did vaguely have an idea that the playoffs were starting this week and that I was in them. Wow.
You and me, 3v6. And for those that don't understand the crying strategy, I just tried to use the crying strategy where you cry about your team. You sandbag about your team. My team sucks. Your team rocks. You got me covered at all these different angles.
You congratulate the other person early.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I didn't do that, but I did gently strum the harp of the crying strategy before we've even started playing. And the games obviously begin tonight. So, Doc, I'm just messing around, having fun, and also trying to win. But you know, it's one of us was going to play the crying strategy at some point. I'm sure you're going to try to do a dueling crying strategy at some point. After my boy Dana for the Angels goes 7 strong tonight, you're going to be like, oh, I can't beat you now.
Well, you know, there's a text message coming tonight. Oh, my ERA's all jacked up. Good win. It was a good run. We tried.
So it is the crying strategy. We hate it, but we use it, and we use it. Doc, why do we use it?
I mean, it's hard not to use it. Like
it works.
And it works.
It works. It throws a reverse jinx thing on it. It's a crazy fantasy deal, but it works, man. All right, let's get into our show here, bro. We talk fantasy basketball. Obviously, we're fantasy football and baseball nuts as well. I don't know if I'm going to play fantasy hockey this year, Doc. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm in 10 baseball leagues, playoffs in every one of those leagues. The next 3 weeks for me is going to be mayhem, dude. 10 baseball leagues trying to win 10 championships. I have 4 more days of WNBA, and I'm closing in on 4 championships. And then I'm in 15 football leagues, dude. I don't know. And I'm going to be in how many basketball leagues? I don't know. It'll be double figures. Not sure I'm going to play hockey this year. But we are the Fantasy NBA today, presented by FanDuel. Want to tell you guys a couple of things. If you're watching us live here on Twitter, a little bit of a heads up. Not every offseason episode is going to be available here on X. So make sure you subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed to catch every episode and stay in the loop. Please make sure also that you go to sportsethos.com. Our NBA draft guide is out right now. I've already started working on the pop players article, and it's already really cool, but it's going to continue to be populated with more great content. Doc, we got some news here on Dylan Harper. Underwent surgery, obviously second overall pick, San Antonio Spurs backup 1. Underwent surgery to repair a partially torn ligament in his left thumb. Shams Charania reports this happened at a workout on Wednesday, and they're hoping he'll be ready for the start of the regular season. But, you know, when you throw the word hope on there, that means he's not going to be ready for the start of the regular season. How are you processing this little ditty?
Man, the Spurs are so deep, I don't think it matters. I don't think people are going to be drafting this dude in fantasy leagues. He might get drafted in 30 deep, but it's stinks for him and the Spurs, but I don't see any real fantasy implications.
Deep league, I do. So let's talk about the guys. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that he's going to miss a couple of weeks here. The Spurs will leave the station without Dylan Harper. I think it benefits Stephon Castle. I think Fox would be in his role regardless. Vassell, it's not going to impact him. It's going to impact ball handlers, right? And so I think you could see maybe a little bit more of Julian Champagny. You could maybe see a little bit more of Carter Bryant. But when I saw that news, Doc, I was like, this to me is a little bit of a boost for Stephon Castle. And in asking that, is there, like, when Harper's back and he's up and rolling, is the Dylan Harper presence giving you pause to draft Stephon Castle?
No. I feel like Castle was rookie of the year, but he's not being drafted like a guy who won rookie of the year. I think he's a value pick. You can get him late enough that there's really not going to be a lot of risk associated with taking Stephon Castle. And, maybe it's a little concerning that this rookie could impact his time, but I think you know what you're going to get when you draft Stephon Castle, and I think he's a pretty safe pick.
I do too, but I just think there's going to be a little bit more to eat for him without Dylan Harper, and we don't know how long Harper is going to be out. It is his left thumb, and not his shooting hand here. So, so he should be, I don't know, somewhere early in the season, maybe right at the beginning of the season. But he just had surgery. It's September 8th right now, and media day is probably about 20 days from now. That's 3 weeks, which means the start of training camp. So he ain't going to be ready. And you know that once they start training camp, it feels like you snap your fingers and the season's rolling here. So more bad news, dude, on a rookie. Thomas Sorber, Doc, tore his ACL in a workout on Thursday. Brutal, right? Mid first round pick. A lot of people high on him. I personally don't know much about this dude. I've heard some maybe think that he can get some time. I was like, he ain't playing over Jalen Williams, man. So third string center. But anyway, we shout out the young fella. This will be the second straight year because they had Nikola Topic last year with the torn ACL, missed the entire season. So kind of a buzzkill for Sorber, man.
Yeah. That is tough. And then the year before that, it was a home run, right?
Good point.
It's been wild. So hopefully he can do what those other guys did and come back next year and be good to go. But lost season for the dude.
People in dynasty leagues were taking him, Doc, and that now you got a rookie, hasn't even played yet, and now he's got a torn ACL. Like, that's just buzzkill. That's just buzzkillville in a dynasty setup. I don't know if you hold on to him or not. It's one of those things. If like, oh my God, I'm a huge Thomas Sorber guy. Maybe you hang in there with him. I would. Sorry, but I would like flick him off my shoulder like a ladybug. I can't do it. Doc, the Chicago Bulls have increased their offer to restricted free agent Josh Giddey. But I don't want to get you too giddy about this. They've gone from 4 years and $80 million to 4 years and $88 million. ESPN's Bobby Marks reports this. So they've upped it by $2 million a year. Josh Giddey and his crew, I'm sure, are laughing at this. But we got to get Josh Giddey paid. We got to get Kuminga paid. Doc, here we are, dude. It's September 8th. These guys are still jammed up in the net of the CBA. But I don't know, man. I'm high on Giddey. I know you're high on Giddey, but we got to get this young man paid before the season, dude.
Yeah, and you have a better grasp on money situations than I do. But yeah, I don't really understand what the holdup is. I mean, he was so good last year. Just pay him. I also can't believe it's already September 8th. That means before we blink, it's going to be October 8th, and then we're right in the thick of it. So this what seemed like was going to be a long off season is quickly coming to an end. But I mean, what do you think about Josh Giddey? Do you think they're going to work this out? Do you think he's going to linger into the season and he's going to be ticked off at the Bulls? Like where is this going?
The Bulls seem to always make the wrong move, right? Yeah. I mean, they drafted Buzelis, but that was a gift, dude. I had a top 5 grade on Buzelis. I had a top 5 grade on Matas Buzelis, dude. I freaking loved him in the pre-draft process. He fell to like 11 or whatever. A monkey could have made that pick, bro. Come on. It's like taking Kevin Garnett at number 5 in the 95 draft, or whatever that was. Everybody and I love Kevin McHale, dude. But Kevin McHale, he drafted Kevin Garnett. I'm like, bro, it was the frying pan upside the head draft pick, dude. The whole world knew Kevin Garnett was going at 5. Like a casual fan could have made that draft pick. Kevin McHale, I love you. I'm just saying that was a slam dunk, easy pick. So, dude, here's what's happening. The Chicago Bulls are being cheap, okay, and dumb, right? Remember, they waited too long on Levine. They waited too long on DeRozan. They get nothing for these guys. Okay, everything's a year late. Everything's off. They overpay Patrick Williams. They don't play Buzelis enough. They don't want Vucevic around. Vucevic is still an elite center on planet Earth. They want nothing to do with him. They're idiots. So they're probably not going to pay Giddey. He's going to go into the season all pissed off. But guess what, Doc? It's a contract year. I love motivated, ticked off players in a contract year. And so Giddey's going to be out there like, all right, F you guys, man. I'm auditioning for another team to be the walking triple-double that I was last year. What the Bulls need to do, Doc, is just stop being cheap and pay him $30 million a year. That's all he wants. He wants 30. That's not unreasonable. As a matter of fact, I still think that's a team-friendly deal to pay Josh Giddey $30 million a year. But the Bulls don't want to do it. Idiotic.
Well, like you said, they've been making the wrong decisions for a long time. I mean, it's not like Luol Deng getting run into the ground and in Chicago, and Thibs, and I don't know, man. I doubt they're going to do the right thing this time. And to your point, why does Pat Williams have so much money? Because it's a joke.
Because Arturas Karnisovas drafted him 4th overall, and he's got to validate that. I didn't mess that up. Let's play the long game with this guy. And it's obviously it's GM malpractice. Dude, 5 years and $90 million for Patrick Williams. We laughed at the Bulls on NBA radio when that signing came down. We're like, spit out your water. Like, what? 5 and 90? That was the reaction. Like, literally 3 and 30. I would have been like, I'm not sure that's a really good deal for your team. 3 years and $30 million. They went 5 and 90. Insanity, absolute insanity for Patrick Williams, who's very, very obviously a bench player at that point. So, Doc, we are going to dive into a very fun division today, because even the 2 bad teams in this division, or kind of not great. Portland's not bad. But they're interesting and fascinating, like the directions players could go and stuff. We're talking about Utah and Portland. We'll obviously start with the big boys, OKC, Denver, Minnesota. And we'll do our regular bit here as we make our tour around the divisions of the NBA from a fantasy perspective, asking the questions: who are you targeting? Who are you avoiding? And in a little reality check on the team. So, Dr. A, let's start with the world champion Oklahoma City Thunder. And who are you targeting on this juggernaut of a squad?
If I get the 4th pick in drafts, I will take SGA if he's still available. Hopefully he's gone at 1, 2, or 3, and I can get Wemby, Luka, or Jokic. But I will take SGA at 4 if I have to. I'm obviously targeting Jalen Williams. He's my guy. I've got him rated a little bit too high. I'll probably reach a little bit for him and take him before other people will. And outside of those 2, I'll draft Hartenstein. I'll draft Holmgren. Hell, I'll even take Lou Dort at the end of a deep draft. But Outside of Jalen Williams, I really don't care about the other Thunder players that much.
Yeah, I understand, dude. So I gotta give you a live ranking update here. There's a live ranking update because I went to see where I had J-Dub on my overall, and I've got him at 12. I've got him right behind Durant and James. And I look just below that, and I see Anthony Davis right below Jalen Williams. And then I see Harden and Curry. And I'm like, there's no way I would draft Anthony Davis over James Harden or Steph Curry. There's no way. So I'm changing that right now.
Anthony Davis has taken a mighty tumble down your draft board.
He has. I'm actually, you know what?
Didn't you have him fourth or fifth at the beginning?
No, not fourth or fifth. Probably, yeah, like 6, 7. Yeah. He's tumbled. He's down to 15 right now, and we'll check up there, just above Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell. But again, Doc, you know, double barrel in the mouth drafting.
You're taking Mobley, dude. You know you're taking. You at this point, you're just not drafting Anthony Davis.
That's correct.
You might as well bump him down to 50.
I'm just fantasy world. Come and get him in the leagues I'm in with you, and just take him off my hands. But you know, Doc, that Anthony Davis is going to be a late first, early second round pick, right? He's not even going to make it to 15. So, but I'm like Harden and Curry. I would never draft Davis over Harden and Curry, at least like this year, because I just have huge questions about Davis's motivation level, man. All right, I'm going to add Hartenstein to the mix here. Hartenstein, sorry. SGA, J-Dub, Chet, Greenlit. I mean, let me see. I mean, I've got, I want to see where I have Holmgren. I have 3 of the top 26 picks are these guys right here. I've got Holmgren at 26. I do like Hartenstein, dude. He gives you blocks, he gives you steals. It's a good rebound number. I know some of the numbers came down a little bit with the Chet games, but the numbers with Chet were still really, really strong. And you're going to get him super deep, man. And so I would mess with Hartenstein at the right spot. All right, give me the players you're avoiding on the OKC Thunder, Dr. A.
I think the main one is Alex Caruso, and I just wanted to have a discussion with you about him. So last year, Caruso, during the regular season, was a massive disappointment. He wasn't getting minutes for that team. He wasn't getting run. All of us that drafted him felt like we had a bust on our hands, and he was. And then the playoffs get here, and OKC kind of cuts him loose and leans on him, and he balls out and has a great playoff. So if you drafted him in a playoff league, you actually did really well. Is this going to be a repeat of last year, or are they going to use Caruso more during the regular season?
Repeat of last year, because it worked. Coaches do what works. Remember, Doc, they unleashed him in the playoffs. It was like, where the hell's this been all year? From minutes to usage rate to like when he was playing, right? Like huge sequences of fourth quarters and tight games of the NBA Finals, right? Where usually rotationally some other guys would be out there and Caruso would be out there. I think they're going to do the same exact thing. Caruso, to me, I love him to death, but he's a waiver wire guy, undraftable in all normal leagues. So I'm with you on that. I don't think they're going to change that up. Also, Doc, they're adding Nikola Topic to the mix this year with Isaiah Joe, with Cason Wallace, with Aaron Wiggins, with Kenrich Williams. I mean, it's just so stupid, the depth on this team, bro. I feel like I'm forgetting a guy on their one of their wing guys too. But avoid. Go ahead if you got something.
Was it Isaiah Joe?
No, I said Joe.
Okay.
But Lou Dort is a no for me. He's a streamer for me. Won't draft him. I love him in reality. He's just not a fantasy guy for me. And then Cason Wallace, some people, Doc, maybe like, anticipating a spike from Cason Wallace and he's going to get a little pop and maybe a little upside here. I don't see it. He would have to get traded to a bad team like Washington. And they said, Cason Wallace, dude, we're making you that guy. Okay, boom. I am greenlit on Cason Wallace, but not in that OKC machine where one night he might play 12 minutes stock, the next night he might play 25. And so those are the guys I'm out on for OKC.
Yeah, I'm not really. I wouldn't say I'm really out on anyone. It's like there's nobody I look at and be like, nope, not drafting that guy. But there's not a lot to target. I mean, it's just it is what it is. There's the big dogs that you want, and then everybody else just is a role player basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a winning formula for them, but in fantasy, the other guys they're streamers at best. Reality check for the OKC Thunder here, Doc, on the Fantasy NBA today, presented by FanDuel. And I just want to give everybody out there a quick reminder: if you're watching us on, pardon me, X, join us on YouTube and drop your questions there. Subscribe to the Sports Ethos YouTube channel so you don't miss any episodes. I'm going to bottom line you right here, Doc. I will not allow you to ride any fences here. Are the Oklahoma City Thunder repeating as champions or not?
I think they're the best team, so I'm going to say yes. And we broke it down last week, right? You were like, man, they're going to take their foot off the gas a little bit. And we went through like player by player how many games those guys played last year. They did not ride them all super hard. So I think we're going to get a rinse and repeat season from Oklahoma City. And hopefully that means another championship. But I love the Rockets. I want to see what they do. I love Luka and LeBron together. I want to see what happens there. Mr. Disrespected Nikola Jokic is going to have something to say about this. And maybe your New York Knicks. So it's going to be a blast.
And my Wolfies. Don't forget my Wolfies.
Nah, man.
Oh,
I ain't scared of them. I ain't scared of them. Good job.
And so Ant-Man, the gauntlet has been thrown down. Dr. A just gave you the cold shoulder, Ant-Man. Dr. A just disregarded you, Ant-Man, because you jack 10 threes a game. Stop jacking. So that's your hang up with Minnesota, right? If you see a noticeable decrease in three balls from Ant-Man, will you warm up on your opinion of my Wolfies?
I mean, if they're good, I just don't think they're good enough to beat those teams, but I could be wrong.
I see. I mean, dude, it's going to all be within one game, and then they're going to play in the playoffs. But I hear you, bro. I hear you. I'm going to say yes. I think the Knicks are going to make the finals, Doc. And I'm very, very, very confident about that. I have a big opinion. Like, you're not going to be able to move that boulder for me with any convincing, any words you want to use outside of the big boys getting hurt, God forbid. It's just not going to happen because I look at like Detroit's not ready to do that yet. Orlando's not ready to do that yet. Cleveland to me just doesn't have the dog. They're not going to beat the Knicks in a playoff series. They're not. They don't have the dog. And the intensity and the toughness and just all that. The Cavs may be more talented, but they don't have that dog. I'd rather have that grit that New York brings, dude. That's the stuff you need. That's the fairy dust of a playoff series that allows you to win. So I'm going to say OKC over New York in the NBA Finals, Doc, and that is my final answer. Let's move on to the Denver Nuggets, dude. Who are you targeting on the Nuggets?
If I get the number 3 pick and Nikola Jokic is there, I will take him. I'm taking Wemby at 1. I'm taking Luka at 2. So I never ever end up with Nikola Jokic on my team because if I get the number 1 pick, I always take Luka or Wemby. I don't think I've ever had Jokic, so I don't really know what that feels like. I wouldn't mind having some Jokic this year. Outside of Jokic, I mean, I'm not a Jamal Murray guy. I don't really target him. I kind of like Christian Brown. Cam Johnson's always hurt. I'm probably not messing with him. And Aaron Gordon is better in real life than he is in fantasy. So I'm intrigued by Peyton Watson. Jonas Valanciunas is going to rot away on that bench behind Jokic. Yeah, I'm just going to say Nikola Jokic. That's the guy I'm targeting on the Nuggets.
Wow. Okay. My list isn't that much bigger. You and I are different on Jamal Murray. I'm a fan. I love his stat set, dude. His stat lines are gross. Points, rebounds, assists. He blocks for a point guard. Way over 1 steal a game. The 3 balls are always there. I'm a big fan, dude. And I know he's missed some time. He had the torn ACL, but I feel like he's got his sea legs under him now. Had a relatively healthy year last year. He's been a part of back-to-back chips with the Cam dynasty, man. So I'm a Jamal Murray guy, but it's the stat set, and that's why he's on my team in the Cam dynasty. I just love the goodies. And I will mess with Cam Johnson, Doc. I think you're not wrong about missing games and that kind of thing, but I think when you're with Jokic, Denver, championship fast lane, that's going to lead to maybe questionable. You just go out there and play. And had a breakout year last year, got all the way up to 19 a game, 4 boards, 3.5 assists. It's decent PRA. I could see that maintaining. The defense is minimal. It's always a disappointment for me with Cam Johnson. 1.3 combined defensive stats. Bro, come on. Not even at a steal per game, but got up to 2.8 3 balls a game. And so I don't see 18.8. He could be at 18, I think, Doc. Like 18, 4, and 3. The defense isn't going to be there in about 3 balls, right? That's pretty good stat line. I'm looking at the games played. It is ugly. 57, 58, 42, 66, 60, and 57. That is an issue, Doc, but I don't know. But in the Phoenix days, when they're going to the finals and stuff, he played 66 and 60. So I feel like we're going to get a good attendance year from him this year in Denver.
Yeah, I don't know. And you're right about, I'm just not a Jamal Murray guy, and my son is. Like, my son loves Jamal Murray, and he's always drafting Jamal Murray and loves Jamal Murray, and I just don't do it. And I just feel like he's always hurt. And now, I feel like Cam is always hurt too. So those are, and I would mess with Cam, I think, and I might draft Jamal Murray if I need a point guard and he falls a little bit, but I don't know. I'm just not targeting those guys.
Who are you avoiding on the Denver Nuggets?
Same guys I just said. If I'm only targeting Jokic, I guess that means I'm not targeting Aaron Gordon, Cam Johnson, and Jamal Murray. I'm going to let other people draft those guys.
All right. Understood. So Aaron Gordon is an awesome reality player. He's not my guy in fantasy. Low 3 balls, plays great defense, but he doesn't get blocks and steals. It's kind of weird. So he's a streamer for me, but like pretty much undraftable. He would be a guy in a 30 deep scenario, 30-team league that Aaron Brewski's run for years with Doc. I would mess with him there. There you're just looking for minutes and just nickels and dimes. Like, it gets so deep and so weird. But I certainly wouldn't be like, give me Aaron Gordon. I would end up with him like, damn, Gordon's still out there. All right, let me go get his 15, 6 and 3 with basically nothing else. Christian Brown is a really intriguing player for me, Doc, because he could go up with some of his stats. He's still a young ascending player and maybe still a work in progress statistically. Do we get more steals this year? Do we get more 3 balls this year? Shot a good percentage from 3. The volume was down. Maybe with a new coach here, Michael Malone probably had a bit of a shot muzzle on him. Maybe the new coach wants him to let it fly, dude. So I'm going to add Christian Brown to my target list. I'm actually going to flip that. Hey, Doc, he's somewhere in between. He's not. I got to get me some Christian Brown. I ran the Pop Players article. I did the skeleton on it, so I got all the players in it. He's not in the Pop Player article. Okay. I'm just saying, like, he's in kind of a middle ground. We're in the right situation. I may roll the dice on that kid late in the draft.
Yeah, I did not put Brown on my avoid list. I kind of like Christian Brown. And he's just a guy you'll take it late in your draft. Like you don't have to fight to get Christian Brown. And he's not going to win your league for you, but he's not probably going to lose it for you either. So I like him as a player. And I'll mess with him in fantasy.
Think about this, dude. 15, 5, and basically 3. 15, 5, and 3. It's kind of OG Anunoby-ish, okay? 1.1 steals. Can we get to 1.5? Where OG Anunoby is? Maybe. That's what I'm saying. 1.13s, that's the issue. But, Doc, he shot 39.7% last year. Let's call it 40. He's a 38% career three-point shooter. There are volume three-point shooters in this league that don't have a career three-ball percentage of 38.4, bro. I think they're going to tell Christian Brown to let it fly. I really, really do. And he was at 1.1 three balls. So if we can get Brown to like 16, 5, and 3, 1.5 steals, 2 threes per game, we got a player on our hands here, dude. So I feel like I can't guarantee that pop's going to happen, but I feel like it's kind of potentially there.
Yeah, I like it. I think that's good intel. There's certainly upside with the guy, right? I mean, that's the key word for Christian Brown. There's a lot of upside, a lot of unknown. He's only going to get better. So I like it.
All right, let's move on to and then Tim Hardaway Jr. Did you guys even know that he was on the? No, you didn't. Sorry, forget it. Reality check here, Doc, for the Denver Nuggets. Are they the second best team in the West?
Maybe.
It's a good question, isn't it?
Yeah, they might be, but I like Houston better. And
Ooh. And who else?
I'm super intrigued by the Lakers.
Your boy. Dude, you are going to be so proud of your boy this year. You're going to be a proud papa, dude, watching your boy Luka. You're going to be a proud papa.
He's going to ball out, dude. He is going to go off. And people that sleep on him are going to I'm excited, man. I can't wait to like send shockwaves through draft rooms while I take him a second.
So Luka, by the way, the numbers at Eurobasket are just phenomenal. Like they're like Kevin Garnett's high school numbers. I forget, was it Chicago or South Carolina? I always forget that part of his deal. All right, let me answer this question. So you're saying Houston. Houston's the second best team in the West.
I think so, yeah.
All right. Oh, God. I am going to say Denver, Doc. I'm saying Denver because I like the depth pieces they added, dude. I do. I really like the Houston thing, man. Don't get me wrong. Last year, they were 2 games ahead of the Denver Nuggets, 52 wins. Lakers had 50. Nugs had 50. Clippers had 50. Wolves had 49. And then I'll throw Golden State in there for all you out there in the Bay Area. They had 48. So that's 4 games separating, what was that, 6 teams. Pretty crazy. And it's going to be just like that again this year. I don't see, Doc, OKC's probably just going to leave everybody behind again. But I don't see Houston being like 5 up on the 3rd seed or Denver at number 2 being 5 up on the 3rd seed. I think it's going to be just super razor close all year long. I'm going to say Denver's the second best team, Doc, because and let me explain by going to their bench. I think their bench is fantastic, dude. And I'm cool. I like to change the scenery going from Michael Porter Jr. to Cam Johnson. Similar player. I think Cam brings a little bit more reality defense. He doesn't bring fantasy defense, but I think he's going to bring a little bit more reality defense. I think he's able to move his feet better and cover wings better. Michael Porter Jr. is always kind of slow and off balance, right? Like when he's playing defense on the perimeter. He's just not a really athletic guy. But you got Bruce Brown, Okay, he's back. Oh, Bruce Brown's back in Denver. Tim Hardaway Jr., who, like, I don't want in fantasy, but he'll pop for 17s and 13s and 18s. He'll have big games off that bench. You got Peyton Watson, you got Deron Holmes, and you got Jonas Valanciunas, who's still a killer player. And so all of the non-Jokic minutes are going to be Valanciunas minutes, and they're still going to be good minutes. So I think Denver's the second best team in the West, my boy Doc, and it's because they go 10 deep now. They didn't go 10 deep last year.
Yeah, and we haven't mentioned the Clippers yet, but let's not forget the Clippers got better. And they've got an all-star team on paper, an all-star starting five, and they are going to make a lot of noise in the West as well. So the West is going to be the Wild West. I mean, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. I think the Nuggets could be the second best team, but I also think they could be the sixth best team in the West. Like, Clippers are good. Minnesota's pretty good. Golden State might be better this year. The Lakers, Rockets, Thunder. I mean, it's going to be fun.
And this is fun right here. The Fantasy NBA Today brought to you by FanDuel. Rick Kamla, Hall of Famer, Steve Alexander. We're the GOATs, the OGs. And we talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves here as we continue our Northwest Division fantasy preview. Doc, who are you targeting? My Wolfies.
I'm targeting Anthony Edwards at about 7, and I am targeting Naz Reid. Those are my guys. Yeah, those are 2 guys. How many guys are you targeting on your Wolves?
I got a lot, actually. I have a lot. Ant-Man, for sure. And look, we complain about the threes because that's not how you win a championship, but they're damn tasty over here in fantasy land. 10 attempts per game leads to about 4 makes per game. Yeah. I've got him at 5, dude. I've got him at 5. I've got him over Giannis. Right after the big 4, bam, Anthony Edwards. I love the combo of 3 balls and steals from that dude. And there's always this, like, where is he taking this upside thing to Ant-Man that I like? It's sexy. Julius Randle, of course, Doc. Julius Randle, right in the thick of the forward race. I'll be taking, like, if somebody out there's like, I'm going to take Osar Thompson over Julius Randle, you're high. Like, you're like, what? Why would you do that? Why would you ruin your team that way? And I know that Osar is going to bring, like 1.3 steals, 1.3 blocks, maybe something like that. I don't, with Jaden Ivey, Karis LeVert, Duncan Robinson already added to the core that they had, I just don't see a ton of upside for Osar. Maybe a conversation for another day. But I know that he's down there. Like, you might take Kyle Kuzma over Julius Randle. For the love of God, don't do that. So Julius Randle, still a solid player, hits threes with the great PRA, obviously no defense. Doc, I still mess with Rudy Gobert. I will draft the ish out of Rudy Gobert, bro. Still a healthy double-double, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 blocks. Okay, it's better than Jared Allen. And the guy plays every night. He does. Gobert's an availability guy, always have been. So Gobert's still very much draftable for me. Naz Reid, love him. And there's upside. If God forbid something happened to McDaniels or Randall or Gobert, boom. I mean, it's Reid to the moon. So there's always, like, we like Reid as he is right now, but then there's also that what if explosion possibility from Naz. And Doc, I got a little tickle, a deep, deep draft tickle on a man named Dante DiVincenzo. I just feel like he's going to be a bigger part of the plan this year. NAW is out. That should help that. But also Mike Conley. Does Mike Conley just slam into a wall this year? And is that it? Remember, like, Kyle Lowry? Dude, Kyle Lowry went from, like, still a Bulldog and still a very helpful player to, like, bro, you are freaking toast. Like, completely doughy toast right now. And so I wonder if Mike Conley ain't going to be doughy toast, bro, but he might be like skinny toast.
Yeah.
Not going to get doughy, though.
Yeah. Did you mention your guy, Terrence Shannon Jr.?
Well, he's not a target. I like him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to put him on the target list because Terrence Shannon in a 12-team league is not going to be drafted.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you take me to 14, 16, Doc. Yeah, Terrence Shannon is definitely on that upside, kind of radar.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not targeting Rudy Gobert, but he's also not on my do not draft list. Like if Rudy's there and the time is right, I'll draft Rudy Gobert. Even though I make fun of him.
Pardon me. I thought he was on the dead to you list. I did. I thought Gobert was on the dead to Doc list.
I mean, I want him to be, but he's like you said, he's still effective. This is probably the last year. This is the end of the road.
It is not the end of the road. Let me tell you something about Rudy Gobert. I looked at this during our mock dynasty draft. He's 33. Let me confirm this. Rudy Gobert. It feels like Rudy Gobert's 38 years old. He's a young 33. He's a young 33. I think did you think he was 35, 36? He's only 33, dude.
No, I didn't know how old he was. I just knew he was old enough that that I'm not messing with him very often. I do like your Dante DiVincenzo take, though. I like Dante. I drafted Dante last year, and he was a huge buzzkill and letdown. But I do like Dante DiVincenzo. I love Naz Reid, and I'm not targeting Julius Randle. Like every draft we're in, you will have no problem getting Julius Randle from me.
I won't have a problem getting Julius Randle in any league that I'm in.
You will not. You are correct.
Everybody hates Julius Randle. They do. It's unreal. Dude, the guy plays hurt. The guy's a hard-nosed player. Like he's a dog. Why don't people like Julius Randle, man? It's so funny to me, especially in New York, dude. Like his name's a swear word in New York, dude. Nick fans couldn't stand Julius Randle, bro. Get this guy out of here. What are you talking about? He shoots too much.
You know who else hates Julius Randle is Brewski. Brewski, like, Julius Randle's going to go to Minnesota and screw that team up like he does every other. Like,
oh, my God. That's so funny. Yeah, dude, I'm going to get – if Julius Randle should go in round 7, I'm getting him in the 9th round of every draft, bro. And trust me, if I'm like, I'm usually not, but if I'm like guard, and I'm like, dude, I can't get cute with Randle. Like I gotta just go zap him and just get that forward, right? Like I'm not gonna overdraft Randle, but when it's the right time, right? Like, but if I like had Paulo and maybe LeBron or something, like, yeah, I would probably then fade Julius another round or two. Watch the hate over the next 2 rounds encompass the league that does not draft this man. And you've got all these like half-assed players being drafted over Julius Randle. It makes me laugh every single time, dude. All right. The avoids for me are Jaden McDaniels and Mike Conley. Jaden McDaniels had moments of greatness last year, but Doc, look at the overall stat line and it's just not that impressive, bro. It's just not. Yeah, I think he's going to be overdrafted too. I think a little hype around him. I think he's going to be overdrafted.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't mind Jaden McDaniels, and I mean, there's a lot of unknowns there. We don't know how good he's going to be. We don't know when it's going to happen, but I feel like there's still enough upside there that I don't mind drafting him late and hoping that something happens. But the reality is, I mean, he's sort of like Pat Williams, right? Like, just like, like, okay, all right. Probably Jaden's probably better in real life than he is in fantasy.
Bingo.
I think he's an important piece, cog in what the Wolves do. But, I mean, so far, drafting him for fantasy has not been a fun experience. I don't know that it's going to be this year either, but there's still a chance. Like, I haven't given up on him yet.
So I haven't given up on him either. But if one of the big boys gets hurt, Jaden McDaniels now expands. Like if Randall or I don't even want to say it. Like if just something happens, then okay. But what Jaden McDaniels did last year, 12 points, and I'm rounding, okay, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 12, 6, and 2. I mean, that's helping nobody, okay? 1.3 steals. I dig it. 0.9 blocks. I dig it. 1.2 threes. That's another area where we really fall short. Now, he's very close to being a 1-1-1 guy, and he probably will be this year. He's been at a block 2 times in his career. So for him to be 1 block, 1 steal, and 1 3, I think you will get that. And that like keeps him on the fringe. Like in 30 deep, I'm definitely messing with Jaden McDaniels all day. But in a 12-teamer, nah, I need more. So Doc, the shot attempts, right? He was up to 10 last year. That was a plus 1.5 from the previous year. I don't know if there's going to be another plus 1.5 in shot attempts per game here. And even if there is, we're talking about going from 12.2 to 13. We're talking about going from 1.2 threes maybe to 1.5. So I think he's you said it. How good he is in reality, I think is causing him to be overrated in fantasy.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
So let's move on here, dude. Let's try to maybe rapid fire this, and I'm way more to blame today on that than you are, Doc. I'm fired up. I'm like, dude, watched football all day yesterday, like following fantasy scores, like WNBA playoffs, baseball playoffs. Dude, I'm just in it. I'm like wired right now. Reality question for the Wolves. Core contenders or pretenders?
Until Anthony Edwards changes his game, I think they're a good team that could upset people in the playoffs, but I don't think they can win a championship.
I think they are a core contender, but I'm not mad at what you said. That is something that an improvement, a tweak that I need to see as well. Doc, let's move on to the Portland Trail Blazers. Who are you targeting on the Blazers?
Oh boy. I like your guy, Donovan Clingan. I like my guy, Denny Avdia. And I'm still kind of intrigued by Scoot Henderson. Now, does Drew Holiday ruin Scoot Henderson? Possibly. But I like the way that we won't really have to mess with Scoot as an early draft pick. Like, he should be available fairly late, second half of your draft. So takes a lot of the risk away if you're getting him that late. So I will draft Denny again, and I like Donovan Clingan. You just got to be careful not to draft Denny Avdia too early. Like he's kind of buzzy, right? But his fantasy numbers and his fantasy ranking aren't really that great. So just be careful not to reach on Denny Avdia.
All right, so he's got Clingan, Avdia, and Henderson. I have a longer list of targets on the Blazers. We've talked a ton about Donovan Clingan. I absolutely love him. I have him as a top 10 center. And Denny Avdia for sure. Killing it at Eurobasket. Killing it, destroying it. Like looking like the Israeli Michael Jordan out there, okay? Just absolutely killing it. I also have Tumani Kamara. Love him. Love his skill set, the threes, the steals. He'll be the last pick of your draft kind of guy, and a real jack of all trades. He's a forward, which is super handy for you. And then Drew Holiday. I got a little feeling that Chauncey Billups is going to run Drew Holiday out there, and Drew Holiday is going to look more like the Milwaukee Drew Holiday than the Boston Drew Holiday. It's just a theory. Could completely blow up in my face. We could have a timeshare at the 1 between Holiday and Scoot. And madness and a mess and all that. I don't know. But I know veteran coaches, especially OG point guards, love OG point guards. And Chauncey wants to win. He ain't out there trying to tank every year. So I just think that Holiday super deep is going to be a value pick. Who are you avoiding? And then that's it. That's my list. Who are you avoiding on the Blazers?
You couldn't pay me to draft Jeremy Grant or Drew Holiday, probably. We didn't talk about Shaden Sharp. I kind of like Shaden Sharp. He's buzzy though. Him and Kamara both are kind of buzzwords. So I think they're probably going to be drafted a little higher than they should be. So I'm probably not going to mess with them. And then I have no interest in Matisse Thybulle and his amazing steals with absolutely no offense.
Yeah, 5 steal, Matisse Thybulle. Jeremy Grant's on my avoid list. Shaden Sharp is on my avoid list. Unless he's starting, I don't want him. And late in the year when guys get shut down, traded, whatever, that'll be Shaden Sharp season, and we'll just scoop him up off waivers. And Scoot Henderson. He's a bench player, and so that just really limits everything. And like, I'm just kind of over it. Like, ooh, Scoot, what are we going to get from Scoot? And like, we never get anything from Scoot, and it's not his fault. They don't play him. They hate him. I don't know why. But so I'm just kind of over the Scoot Henderson thing. I'm no longer waiting. Like, I've moved on, right? I was in the waiting room for a while, Doc, like 45 minutes, and the doctor was jamming me up, and I just left, dude. I just left. You know what? I just left. I couldn't do it anymore. Is Portland tanky at the end of the year once again, dude? Or are they going for the play-in tournament here?
I think they're tanky. I don't know how this Drew Holiday thing is going to go. I'm not expecting any miracles there. And they're not good enough to do anything in the playoffs, so they might as well just tank.
This is one of the longest tanks in NBA history, dude. And there's really no end in sight. You know why, Doc? Because they've got this Jeremy Grant albatross. It's the worst contract in the NBA. When they signed it over at NBA radio, we were like, what are they doing? You idiots. 5 years at $30 million a year at the time of this sign. Why are you doing this? They were right in the middle of a tank when they did that. That was right in the Damian Lillard departure transition. It was and they're still literally bleeding out because of it. Joe Cronin's made some good moves, but Joe Cronin, what the F was that, bro? All right. I agree. They're going to get tanky again. And that's when Scoot Henderson, because no, I don't think Drew Holiday is going to finish the year in Portland. Then Scoot Henderson's going to have a big rise, right? And maybe they can somehow get Jeremy Grant out. But even if they don't, they just shut him down. And then you'll have Shaden Sharp season in the second half of the year. Utah Jazz, Doc, who are you targeting?
Walker Kessler, Kyle Filipowski, Isaiah Collier, and maybe I'm not targeting him, but I'm a sucker for Keontae George and his upside. So I'll probably take Keontae late if I need a point guard. But
you like
Kessler, Filipowski, and Collier would be the big three. You?
All right, I'll put Filipowski on the list. Is he a target? No, because I don't know what his role is, but I think his role is going to be pretty damn good. Kessler, certainly. You know I love Walker Kessler. And I'm going to throw some Ace Bailey at you, Doc. I think Ace Bailey's going to have some good numbers in Utah. They got to run him out there. They need a wing. They need a forward. He's got a defensive skill set. He hits threes. He could be a 1-1-1 guy. I'm not expecting the world, but he plays on Utah. I think the stats will expand as the year goes on, Doc. Guys get shut down, traded. Utah starts doing Utah things, all that. One thing's going to remain the same. Ace Bailey's going to be out there playing. So for me, it's 2 guys. It's 3, 2.5. Kessler, Bailey, and Filipowski. Can't wait to see how they use Filipowski in the preseason. Who are you avoiding on the Utah Jazz?
The same guy you are, Lauri Markkanen. I think you and I are in full agreement that Markkanen will be shut down at some point, won't finish out the season. He's good, but it's too much missed time, and it's too consistent and annoying. It's the same thing every year.
The Golden State Warriors need to trade Brandon Podziemski to Utah for Lauri Markkanen. It's so stupid that they don't do that. Think about Draymond Green, Lauri Markkanen, Jimmy Butler, Moses Moody, Steph Curry. I would like Golden State so much more. And I think Danny Ainge loves Brandon Pajemski, and so does the Golden State Warriors program. But GSW, go get some Lowry, bro. Go get a knockdown Dirk Driller for your purported championship run. But as is, Lowry's on the avoid. He's on the dead to me list. And Keontae George, I'm kind of overweighting on that one too. Hey, Doc, do you think Utah's going to get tanky again at the end of the year this year?
Yes.
And then it will be shoot, we got the whole year to talk about this, but then
Danny
it will be
Ainge.
It'll be Walker Clayton Jr. season, it'll be Ace Bailey season, it'll be Isaiah Collier season, it'll be Filipowski season, and probably like Hendricks season if he could ever get healthy out there. All right, Doc, let's get to our FanDuel win total of this episode, and it is the Orlando Magic. Their FanDuel win total, Doc, is 50.5. That's a big number for the Orlando Magic, Dr. A.
My squad, dude. So the Knicks won 51 games last year, and the Pacers won 50. So basically, the Magic have to be the finals team from the Eastern Conference Finals teams from last year, right?
That's kind of, yeah, huh?
So, and I've been talking a lot of smack about how good I think Orlando is going to be. So I'm going over, although I don't know that I would bet that. But I do, I've said I think Orlando could even sneak in and win the East. So I'm going to go over.
I have the Orlando Magic finishing third in the East, Doc. If you finish third in the East, you're going to win 51, 52, 53 games. Maybe 55, but probably not that high. So I think that Orlando's going to hit the over here, Doc. However, I don't think it's a good bet. I wouldn't bet this because it's too close. They're going to end up with 52, 53 wins, but you're going to be grinding that baby out all the way to the beginning of April. There's going to be no, I got this in the bag. You're going to be sweating it out the whole year, every single game. Orlando loses 3 in a row. Oh, my God, there goes my future bet. It's going to be a deal like that. So I would play the over on it, but I would not bet on it. Because it's just too close for me. But if you're third in the East, you got to win that many games, man.
And they have to stay healthy.
That's a great point. And Paulo, Franz, Suggs, and Bane all have a decent little injury history here. So Doc's right. Like 2 of those guys get drilled. Okay, you're not hitting 50.5. That's a very, very good point. So right now, as we talk roster construction on paper, I would go over. But like I said, I wouldn't monetize it. All right, Doc, any final words for the peeps? You ready to get out of here?
I'm on the same football high that you're on. Like, Sunday was so fun, and the Bills Ravens game to end the night was amazing. And I had a good day. I got Derrick Henry on my fantasy team, so let's go.
I got Henry in like a lot of dynasties. He was hard to get this year in redraft. Last year, he was easy to get in redraft. Like people were, I don't know if he's going to be good in Baltimore. I'm like, this is literally the greatest free agent signing in the history of the NFL. What? Derrick Henry to the Ravens? And so, but then he ruined the game last night. He coughed up the football after like a 200-yard game where he was shredding and stiff-arming. Dude, what a game, man. What a freaking game. I'm still spellbound by that game. I actually took an L because of the comeback in one of my leagues, but I would for a second, I was like, ugh. But then I'm like, I'm playing against Josh Allen. What the hell did I expect? This guy's going to go beastly on me. And it took till the second half, but he did. And that's how it went. All right, we are out, guys. I want to tell you real quick, if you're listening to this show, you are a fantasy basketball nut, and you're in the right place to win championships with us. If you want the ultimate edge, go to sportsethos.com. The Brewski 150 drops for the Ethos 360 subscribers on September 30th. My pop players on October 2nd. Dr. A's My Guys on October 9th. And we've got so much more going on. Deep dive analysis, strategy guides. Our draft guide's going to help you dominate, whether you're a beginner or a pro. And if you're playing head-to-head, roto, dynasty, best ball, or points leagues, check it all out at sportsethos.com right about now. For Dr. Ray, for the great Andre Lemouche, I am Rick Kamla. Thank you for watching the Fantasy NBA today, presented by FanDuel. See you soon.